but I'm going to tell you a little bit about John. You're going to find out. If you didn't know that, you're going to find that out. John is a very courageous and visionary entrepreneur. John is a husband and family man. But above all else, John, like I said, is a courageous leader who stands up for what he believes in, and he takes action. And we're going to hear from John here today. He's also, like I said, a master brewer, and we do want to taste some beers tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and welcome John to the show. John, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Don. I thought we were just going to talk about beer. I tell you what, that's a lot to live up to. So, very kind words from you. I want to thank you for letting me be a part of this wonderful experience that's led to so many other things for me. So I feel like I've gained tremendously. And I'm inspired by you. I'm inspired by Selma. Very bright, young, energetic young woman who has the challenge of pulling all of us together.
Yeah, and before I forget, Selma has been really influencing me to use our pronouns. Make sure we can tell people about our pronouns. So I, for the first time, I added that into my introduction. I've never done that before. It was because of you, Selma. So John, as you introduce yourself, you should do that as well.
Him, his. Is there another one? He. That's the one that's for him, his, he. That's me. And that becomes a little relevant when we talk about the beer industry.
Talk about that. Yep.
And I wound my way around the country to a few places, ending up in Victoria, Minnesota back in the early 90s. And I started Enki Brewing about 12 years ago with a friend of mine that I worked with for a few years, grew up with. So he and I were co-founders back then. And I've got my wife, Lisa. She's not here tonight, but she's out on a bike. Today. And I've got 4 kids. My oldest works here at the brewery, and I've got a daughter who's local, and a son Jeff who's in St. Paul, and my youngest son wants to be a farmer. I'm trying to get him to grow barley and hops, but I don't think that's what he wants to do.
That'd be nice vertical integration for you.
So that's me.
Awesome. Well, hey, thanks, John. And once again, thank you. And I'm going to thank Ryan again later as well, but just for hosting this event with us. I mean, there are many businesses who would be hesitant to do these kind of events. You've done 4, or you're going to do 4. So I just want to make sure that you know how much we appreciate that. I started off this thing kind of heavy, but now we're gonna mix in some fun. So before as we sample some beers, then we can start up with beer number 1. What's beer number 1?
I think we're going to start out with think of that.
I think it's what they call hoppy. I'm not a IPA kind of person, but this one is really flavor forward. I taste a little fruit. It's not as bitter as some of the other IPAs I've had. So I would say, after having tail feathers, I might want to shake my little tail feather.
There you go. It's about shaking our tail feathers.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, it's funny. When we started Enki Brewing, we were not going to make an IPA.
Okay.
We thought the world has plenty of IPAs. It doesn't need another one. We'll focus on other styles of beer. And after 1 year, it was winter. We were going to go up north and go ice fishing. That's what we do. Building barn. We're bringing heaters. My ice fishing buddies and I were stuck in the brewery, and they wanted to make beer. And I said, "What do you want to make?" They said, "Well, let's make an IPA." So because of that cold weekend, we made Tail Feather IPA.
Wow.
And it became our number 1 selling beer. And so we decided, well, let's keep on making it. So Yeah, IPAs are all about the hops, right? And
Yes.
you taste those hops. Hops are a preservative. They're an ingredient that keeps the beer fresh. And they were originally made in years so that they would survive that journey in those hot barrels, bottoms of the ships. And you have something drinkable. Now, we don't know what that beer tasted like by the time it got to India. Nothing like it would have tasted fresh. And what's kind of odd is that now, what used to be the longest shelf life beer is the shortest shelf life because everybody wants that really powerful bang with hops. So that's probably the beer that most people gravitate to when they get into craft beer.
Yes.
First is the IPAs.
And I'm guessing, based on the story, that's where India Pale Ale came from. Because they had to brew it to be able to provide the travel to India. I did not know that. Wow. Okay, so I'm shaking my tail feather, learning that India high pale ale actually comes from that travel. One question I'm going to ask you as we intersperse some questions for you. You talked about it a little bit, but how did you get into brewing? And how long have you been doing it? What's the story? I know you mentioned your partner earlier.
Dan was a home brewer, and I've always enjoyed flavorful beers, right? Quite frankly, the American beer industry, before the craft beer industry emerged, was pretty boring. So you could have any kind of beer you wanted as long as